The attributes you need to become a designer, a successful designer, you need to be able to look at the bigger picture. You have to be able to step away and look at what the bigger goal is. It's really easy to get bogged down into the everyday, day-to-day kind of management of a business. So to be able to get perspective and stand back is really important. Obviously, you have to be really clear what you want. There are so many brands out there. It is so competitive. So for you to have a clear point of view, clear vision, is probably the most important thing, actually. When I did my work experience, that was when I realised what the end goal was. I realised that I was going to go into my third year to be able to actually do a collection, present it in London was an extremely big privilege that potentially would not happen again. So I took it quite seriously, and that was when I kind of was like, right, that's when I'm going to peak. And I ended up closing the show for the degree. So yeah, it was a good year. So I'm the Teatum part of Teatum Jones. I have a design and business partner, Rob Jones. The brand launched in September 2010. And everything we do, we basically aspire to be thought-provoking. For example, our Spring/Summer 12 collection was all about Revolutionary Road. It was about women that had aspirations and dreams they couldn't quite perhaps reach. And all of the jet pockets that we did on the jacket, you could only get your fingertips in them. It was about that whole concept of just being able to your dreams being at your fingertips, but you just cannot achieve them because of social boundaries, because of circumstantial kind of limitations. So everything we do, and that kind of translates through to the print as well. The print's very much a layered story, so all of the images that you find on our mood board, be it the women that are kind of the protagonists in the narrative, or all the characters that inspire us, and we rarely have fashion images on our mood board. Those pictures will find their way into the print. We do it in a very kind of cryptic and layered way. We tend to have like a script that we will write, so like a treatment to a collection. Rob is very much the music, so he'll bring in the whole kind of score to the collection. We'll start doing that right in the beginning, so we're like draping, it's very organic, and that will run right the way through to the end until we actually decide on what we're doing for the presentation. I write the press releases, so I'm kind of like the wordy of the two of us. And yeah, it evolves. It's a very kind of organic process, but once we get into the fittings, that's when it really starts to become fashion. We really edit it. We dressed Annie Lennox for a performance that she did at Clarence House. She was introduced by Prince of Wales. And when we were like the previous weeks, when we were doing the fitting with her, it was really, really important for her that she was able to breathe in this dress and she was able to play the piano. So we built in this kind of specially constructed stretch bodice. So it was a corset she needed to be held in, and it was a very kind of Grecian dress. But we created sections in it that it stretched, and it was basically the side panels so that she could play the piano and feel comfortable and breathe while she was singing. And as we were stood in her private music room with her playing the piano and testing out this bodice that we'd created for her, that felt pretty special. The most important ingredient in any kind of outfit, or anyone putting together, styling an outfit, you have to feel comfortable. If you do not feel comfortable or it feels forced, it will show, and there's nothing more attractive than a confident woman who kind of strides into a room and she is comfortable in what she's wearing. So confidence comes from being comfortable. I kind of see the brain as a garden that you have to constantly nurture and feed. Everything I do every day, I try to make it informative. So that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be educational, but just to be constantly informing yourself and learning and opening yourself up to new experiences. And I think for me, intellectual aspiration is being open to new experiences, new people, and just constantly being like a sponge and just soaking everything up. As a designer, you just do it involuntarily. It just happens. Everything around you inspires you, and you just soak it up, whether you're conscious of it or not. And I think intellectual aspirations is about just being open to that and just taking it all in.